Federal High Court vacates order restraining INEC from collating governorship results of Tafawa Balewa local government area. Civil society lauds improvement in supplementary polls. Plus, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo praises God for elections victory. These and more on Panorama today with me, Joseph Johnson. Hello and welcome to the program. The Federal High Court has lifted the order restraining the Independent National Electoral Commission from collating the governorship results of Tafawa Balewa local government area of Bauchi State. The presiding judge, Justice Iyan Akwo, gave the order while delivering judgment in a suit filed by the All Progressives Congress and its candidate, who is the governor of Bauchi State, Governor Mohammed Abubakar, against Independent National Electoral Commission. The plaintiffs approached the court based on the failure of INEC to grant them fair hearing on the collation and declaration of results in the local government. After declaring the election as inconclusive, the court declines jurisdiction on the matter. Hence, it could not hear substantive suit. Now, following the Federal High Court judgment on Monday, March 25th, INEC National Commissioner Festus Okoye says INEC will proceed with the collation of governorship results in Tafawa Balewa local government area of Bauchi State and make the necessary declaration. And results of the rerun elections in some parts of the country have already been collated and announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Doindia reports.
Elections which took place in 17 states and the Federal Capital Territory are being released one after the other at the various locations where elections were conducted. In Plateau State comes a report that Governor Lalong of the All Progressives Congress has been declared winner of the governorship elections, having polled a total of 595,582 votes to defeat the People's Democratic Party candidate, Senator Jeremiah Oseni, who scored a total of 546,813 votes.
From the foregoing, Barrister Simon Bako Lalong of APC, having satisfied the requirements of law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and then elected.
In Sokoto State, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared Governor Aminu Tambuwal of the People's Democratic Party winner of the governorship poll, scoring a total of 512,002 votes to defeat the APC candidate Ahmed Aliyu, who scored a total of 511,661 votes.
That Tambuwal Aminu was leading of People's Democratic Party.
And from Benue State comes the report that the incumbent governor Samuel Otom has won the election, having scored a total of 434,473 votes to beat the All Progressives Congress candidate Emmanuel Jime, who scored a total of 344,155 votes. And in Kano, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared the incumbent governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje of the All Progressives Congress winner of the election, polling a total of 1,033,695 votes to defeat the People's Democratic Party candidate Abba Yusuf, who scored a total of 1,024,713 votes. And in Bauchi comes the report that of the 15 local government areas where the supplementary elections were conducted, the People's Democratic Party won 9, while All Progressives Congress won 6 local government areas. Apart from the pockets of violence experienced in some parts of Kano and Benue states during the Saturday rerun elections, the supplementary poll was adjudged free and fair. In Abuja, Doindia, NTA News.
Appeal court sitting in Sokoto has set aside judgment of the Zamfara High Court, saying the judgment does not conform with the Electoral Act in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Benue State Resident Electoral Commissioner says the Boko Collation Officer, Professor Comfort Dushima Talwen, is responding to treatment at the Benue State University Hospital, Makadi. He said this in an interview with correspondent Charles Sabah.
Let me just clear the air, once and for all. We never gave or granted any press release or press briefing that the woman gave up. We rather said she was recuperating from the hospital and she's kicking well and improving day by day.
Okay, at the moment, where is the victim and what is her situation?
She's with Teaching Hospital and she's doing very well. Doctors have actually, assessed her, and it's not a life-threatening, shot on her. So we're confident that she will soon be up, and so there's no any, fear or need to worry that the way people are insinuating. So she's talking, she's very okay. So the issue of somebody rumoring that she's dead, I don't know where that news comes from.
The victory of President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the just concluded general elections has been attributed to the mercies of God. Bishop of Remo Anglican Diocese, Most Reverend Olusola Fape, stated this at an interdenominational service of praises and thanksgiving organized by the Vice President at his Ikene Remo country home in Ogun State. Correspondent Yemi Delmo reports that dignitaries from across the country joined the Vice President to give thanks to God.
Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo and wife Dolapo, joined by governors and members of the National Assembly, gave thanks to God for the victory at the just concluded elections and his miraculous escape from the February 2nd helicopter crash in Kogi State. Addressing the gathering, the Vice President appreciated God for his mercies in his life, which saw him through the rigorous campaign exercise across the country, praying for more mercies.
I pray for you that all will be well with you. Amen. That even if you have seen reverses today, even if all does not seem well today, that tomorrow will be so much better than today, that you will praise his holy name. I pray for every one of us, that all of us will be delivered by the Lord in the mighty name of Jesus.
Wife of the Vice President, Dolapo Osinbajo, and the Governor-elect of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, eulogized the exceptional leadership qualities embedded in the nation's #2 citizen, describing him as a worthy role model.
Professor Osinbajo, he is an embodiment of sincerity, diligence, intellect, and he's a good man, in whom I'm proud to emulate and call my leader.
Earlier, Bishop of Remo Anglican Diocese, Most Reverend Olusola Fape, in a sermon entitled Mercies of God, attributed the victory at the polls to the mercies of God, which not only gave them the victory, but also grant them the success, deliverance, and wisdom to rule according to the mind of God. From Ikene Remo, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
The Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room reports observed improvement in INEC's conduct of the supplementary elections. Correspondent Victor Azu was at a post-election media briefing in Abuja.
Briefings by the Civil Society Situation Room have become regular since the commencement of the 2019 general elections. This one is to bring the media up to speed with observations during Saturday's supplementary elections. As the convener of the Situation Room, Clement Wankwo, settles down to the day's business, he acknowledges an improvement in the conduct of the polls.
Situation Room acknowledges the efforts of INEC in ensuring the timely deployment of materials, officials, and the commencement of polls. Largely, smart card readers functioned properly, except
He, however, condemns reported violence in some states where the elections held. Situation Room also wants the security of electoral officials to be given priority in subsequent elections. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
The federal government and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations have set an agenda and program towards addressing socio-economic challenges among rural farmers. Musa Babali reports that farmers are being empowered with modern methods of production and storage of produce.
Research carried out by economists indicates that farmers in Nigeria are having a good time under this administration, considering the high demand and supply of their produce. They therefore raised concerns on the need for rural farmers to be trained on financial management and business orientation.
You can only be a successful farmer if after production you are able to keep your records, you are able to do your accounting, and it assists you in the management of your business.
Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and the federal government have engaged a private firm that will train farmers.
With this training, they will become more organized, they will be able to keep proper records, they will be able to plan their farm.
And pray that you will use this training very well.
Farming communities in Jere, Kagarko local government area of Kaduna State are the first batch to benefit from the program.
Now I think I can be able to differentiate between record keeping and the farm accounts.
If I want to start a planning, I will keep a record of what I start with, and I will see if there is a profit or a loss.
I will do now when I reach home, I will tell my husband to buy a book for our farm, started from farm clearance.
Kaduna State government says it will improve the capacity of its extension workers with a view to expanding the FAO knowledge to all the farming communities in the state. From Kaduna, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Now let's turn our attention to Canada because Nigeria met specific targets at the Prospectors and Developers Association of Canada Convention in Toronto. In this report, Joy Osiagu highlights the key events and what Nigeria did differently to change the game.
Me, a member of the Nigerian delegation from the private sector, came prepared for PDAC 2019. He spoke the language of the convention.
PDAC is a place where everyone who wants to do mining comes. But you must come with a vision, you must come with a purpose. And what happened is that the minister defined the purpose, the minister defined the agenda, the minister also chose the right enabling environment and people. They came to meet specific targeted individuals, corporations at PDAC. And it has worked exceedingly well.
And that's all it takes to attract the quality of investors who can make the necessary impact in the mining sector. Because the government set its priorities right, the meeting with the largest gold mining company in the world was productive as the group is set to visit Nigeria. The delegation also met with the Royal Canadian Mint and another major company known as the largest distributors of gold coins in the world, who signed a memorandum of understanding with the Nigerian company in November last year in Abuja.
The MOU also has culminated in a consortium which is going to provide technical support to the presidential initiative on gold that's taking place, the State Gold Purchasing Program.
The long-term goal here is for Nigeria to build a much better, more sustainable, community-minded mining regulatory environment where you'll see great investments coming in a fair and transparent way, but huge payoffs to Nigerian people, to the communities where the mines are located, and to the general coffers or the treasury of Nigeria.
Now, while the Nigerian High Commission in Ottawa is standing in as the watchdog here, the ministry and private sector advocates like Tunde Fagbemi will follow up from Nigeria. In Toronto, Canada, Joy Osiagu, NTA News.
You're still watching Panorama on the network service of the NTA. We take some messages now. More news when we return.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one.
Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Thanks for staying with us. The gale of transparency and probity which has pervaded operations of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) under the current dispensation has received global affirmation with the conferment of the highest disclosure status by the global extractive industries watchdog Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative (AIT). Now, the accolade is the most prestigious and credible medal on offer in the international extractive industries circle. A statement by the NNPC Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Ndu Ugamadu, states that the recognition was conveyed to the Group Managing Director of the corporation, Dr. Mekanti Baru, through a letter of March 2019 and endorsed by Waziri Adio, Executive Secretary of the Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NATI, on behalf of its parent global body. The decision to confer the award on the NNPC was reached at AIT's board meeting in Kiev, Ukraine, on February 27, 2019, having adjudged Nigeria to have attained satisfactory progress in implementing all AIT requirements. The report said Nigeria is the first Anglophone African country and one of the 7 countries within the AIT community to have attained this status so far. The Global Extractive Industry Transparency Watchdog explained that the laurel was a milestone for Nigeria and a clear recognition and appreciation of the invaluable role of the NNPC. Commenting on the development, Dr. Baru said the global recognition was a testament to the far-reaching reforms his management was carrying out in the corporation to inculcate property and accountability in all tiers of its operational value chain. He stated that the NNPC would sustain its adherence to transparency and accountability, saying the corporation was committed to full disclosure of its activities. Leadership of the Power Ministry is in Owerri, the Imo State capital, for a 2-day retreat. Correspondent Beatrice Ayam reports that the Minister, Babatunde Fashola, led a delegation to strategize on improving the standard of works and services to the society in line with the aspirations of the present administration. The retreat is focused on reinventing governance for national prosperity.
The retreat attracted directors, chief executive officers of parastatals and agencies, as well as head of units in the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing. Participants at the retreat came up with a communique which advocates the review of Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission's extant licenses and regulation governing the operations of electricity generating and distribution companies. It also advocates review of Procurement Act 2007 as amended to promote the inclusion of small businesses in public procurement and implementation of uniform standard of building and facilities maintenance.
These are the things we're working on: maintenance, meter supply, meter installations, road works, power supply. And so it's a work in progress to fulfill the mandate of the president.
The conference covers the much needed issues that affect the public.
The retreat also focused on the health of civil servants.
The participants also called for reform initiatives that will enable civil servants take responsibility for policies and programs towards driving good governance. Nowhere. Beatrice Anyam, NTA News.
The Nigeria Immigration Service is set to boost its activities in border areas through integrated border management approaches. In this regard, the NIS is collaborating with the United Nations Organization for Migration and other relevant agencies working on border management issues to enhance security in national land border areas. Obiageli Gwoke reports.
Activities of Nigeria and her neighbors have been bedeviled by worrisome security challenges that sparked terrorism and organized crime. To address the scourge, Nigeria Immigration Service has developed new strategies in collaboration with International Organization for Migration to boost security at the nation's borders.
The Nigeria Immigration Service has deployed technology whereby by a press of your finger, both your travel documents and your travel history is made available. So whatever you were denying or whatever you will have been denying will be made open, manifest here. So by deploying technology, just one aspect I'm giving you now, we're able to identify real Nigerians, true Nigerians, and at the same time know their travel history.
The initiative seeks to strengthen the governance of migration in EU partner countries.
Within the framework of this project, IOM is supporting the government of Nigeria to develop a Nigerian immigration national border management strategy aimed at enhancing the agency's capacity in the effective management of Nigeria's borders within their stipulated mandate.
The draft National Border Management Strategy is under review to incorporate the changing realities and new challenges in managing Nigeria's borders. Obiageli Gwoke, NTA News.
A bit on security now. Swapping guns for drums, the Nigerian Army has marked its 2018 West African Social Activities WASA at the Army Headquarters Garrison. Correspondent Hadiza Tijani reports that WASA, a tradition which promotes unity among the soldiers, opened amidst much fanfare and entertainment, showcasing various cultural troops. A message from the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukuru Burate, delivered by Major General A. Nanim, notes that the 2018 activities are being marked this year to commemorate the democratic process in Nigeria.
Assigned to the Nigerian Army remains to defend the territorial integrity of the country, curtail internal insurrections, and act in aid to civil authority to preserve our collective national interests and ensure national security.
Personnel of the Nigerian Army have also been urged to persevere in the fight against insurgency and sustain the tempo in keeping peace in the nation. And in sport, let's join Olumide Eguntala.
From Asaba, Austin Edemodu reports that the Nigerian under-23 team has intensified training as they prepare to take on Libya in the second leg African under-23 championship qualifier